Solution to Naga political issue seems a distant dream as no concrete solution comes out in a meeting between Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the core committee on Naga political issue on Monday. Reports say that Amit Shah puts back the ball to Naga leaders' court, saying there is no provision of separate flag and constitution. In a boost for Bharatiya Janata Party, former Nagaland minister and NPF leader Colonel Doshehe Y. Sema joins the Saffron Party on Tuesday. While joining BJP, Sema shows praises on leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Naga Students Federation not to allow to Viva round to be held for recruitment for more than 500 posts under Nagaland State Staff Selection Board. NSF writes letter to State Chief Secretary to scrap the present interview system or minimize the marks allotted for viva voce for a fair and transparent selection process. Rising People's Party levels extortion allegations on State Rural Development Department officials in relation to the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin scheme. The party accuses the department officials of harassing beneficiaries of the scheme at the behest of Nltv BJP coalition government. Leader of the opposition Suvendu Adhikari, MP Loket Chatterjee, detained by police in Kolkata as BJP workers attacked to the street during Nabana Abhiyan in Kolkata. Several untoward incidents reported as hundreds of BJP workers assembled to mark huge protests over alleged corruption by the ruling Trinamool Congress government. Hello, you're watching English Primetime with me, Chipen Kwang. Well, the first story up tonight. Solution to Naga political issue has once again been in a jinx as no concrete solution have come out after a meeting between Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the core committee on Naga political issue in New Delhi on Monday. It has been learned that Union Home Minister has put the ball back in the court of the state leaders and the NSNIM. Reports have surfaced that during Monday's meeting, Shah has advised the 11-member delegation to impress upon the NSNIM on signing the final agreement. It is to be noted that a core committee led by Chief Minister Nipi Rio is stationed in the national capital over the last couple of days over the plea for securing early solution to the vexed Naga political issue. Now, it seems that the core committee will hold talks with NSNIM and wherein it will ask the outfit to accept centre's suggestion for resolving the deadlock. The committee on Monday also handed over the 4-point resolution to Amit Shah, nearly 2 months after it was passed on July 16, besides reminding BJP's election for solution slogan in the 2018 state election and urged him to work for a conclusion to the Naga issue ahead of the next edition of the polls due early next year. Well, with the state assembly polls itching closer, Bharatiya Janata Party is geared up to launch its election campaign and to boost the morale of the party workers of the state. BJP National President J.B. Naga is coming to Nagaland. Upon his arrival on 15 September, Naga is scheduled to address a public rally at Old Rupiam, Dui Mandal Wokha by 12 p.m. and by 3:30 p.m. he will proceed to Kohima to address the BJP leaders at the Cultural Hall. In a big boost for Bharatiya Janata Party, former Nagaland minister and NPF leader Colonel Doshehe Y. Sema joined the Saffron Party on Tuesday to induct Sema and other leaders into the Saffron fold. A welcoming program was organized by the party on Tuesday in Dimapur, which was attended by different leaders of different political parties as well. While joining the party, Sema stated that he joined the BJP Parivar on his personal worth of conviction and inherent committed spirit of working for the nation building under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Sema further pledged that he will abide by the sanctity of the BJP constitution and rules.
Our General Secretary, Shia, so in 2 decades, I was examining the activities of BJP and also the regional party, I came to the conclusion that BJP is the hope of the nation. BJP is the hope of northeastern region. BJP is the hope of Nagaland, and BJP is the only hope where we can bank on to settle this Indo-Naga political problem.
And the reason why we are in the party today is because of the Constitution. The Constitution in Article number 2 says the party aims at establishing a democratic state which guarantees to all citizens, irrespective of caste, creed, or sex, political, social, and economical justice, equality of opportunity, and liberty of faith and expression. The party shall bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by the law established, and to the principle of socialism, secularism, and democracy, and would uphold the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. This is the reason why we are here.
MBP Mahila President Kurita Kese. Olibe Eneka Kurigina had to future Ukutigane. Aro Amagan Naga Karune, India Karune. Ito Sir our Amagan President Prime Minister, Prime Minister Mudiji. Turkey Aituluji Bara Kam Kurase, Tukia Manukanke. Aro partial nai. Eneka say gina PGP party igmar kuri lagise. Igmar kuri lagi takya time de. Ene yati kita me resignation deshe MBBD.
The Naga Students Federation on Tuesday stated that it will ensure the first stage of the examination process for filling more than 500 positions under the Nagaland State Staff Selection Board in full swing. But they will not permit the interview to take place until their demand is met. Speaking at a press conference in his office, NSF President Gekwayun Teb expressed concern about a recent recruitment advertisement that stated 12.5% of the marks in any category would be given for a viva voce, which Teb stressed that this would allow for process manipulation, and expressed concern. NSF, who represents the voices and aspirations of the student community, opposes it, and he further mentioned that the Federation had objected by writing to the Chief Secretary of the Government of Nagaland that the decision should either abolish the NSSB interview system or reduce the marks given for viva voce. Teb explained that NSF and other student communities campaigned to create and establish the NSSB in the state in order to guarantee meritocracy, justice, and transparency in the examination process.
Has excess number of appointment in government sector. However, there is no work efficiency, and for which we younger generation, we demand that there should be a right person for the right job. And we feel that NSSB is the right board to bring transparency in the system of governance. Why transparency in the system of governance is because we need right person for the right job, and we need work efficiency in any system of governance. Vacancies which is available be recruited under the board at this given point of time. So for that matter, we have filed an RTI positively in all the departments to see the available vacancies. However, to our dismay, though we have received from more than 40 departments, the tally of the vacancies available which was reported through RTI and the vacancies sent to the board for NSSB, which comes under the modalities and the preview of NSSB, does not tally. All the departments to cooperate with the students' community for the interest of the students' community and send all the available vacancies which comes under the purview of NSSB, so that examination is conducted under the board. So also with the repeated call and notification served by the government to the departments to send the available vacancies, there are also lots of major departments who are yet to send their available vacancies to the board. We have already discussed with the concerned authority and we are pursuing the matter. But till today, we are yet to receive any evidence whether those backdoor appointment, which is already filled through backdoors, is whether correct or wrong. We are yet to get the proof. However, we have filed RTI in almost more than 64 departments, where we have received from around 35 to 40 departments at the moment. 64? Yeah, more than 64 or more than 60 departments, whereas we receive around 35 to 40 departments, the report. And as we tally the available vacancies in the RTI with the number of, all aware that Nagaland state government.
Writing to the State Crime Police Station, the Rising People's Party filed a complaint on extortion by the RD department officials regarding the PMAYG scheme on Tuesday. The party accused that the department harassed the beneficiaries at the behest of the NDBP-BJP coalition government. It should be mentioned here that years back, thousands of beneficiaries were identified and a first installment of Rupees 22,000 was deposited into the beneficiaries' account for the construction of houses under the SAID scheme. And after the release of the second installment of Rupees 80,000 into the accounts of the same beneficiaries, the RD department demanded that the amount or an amount of Rupees 78,000 be withdrawn and be handed over to the block development officers. While the State Crime Branch investigates the matter, RPP urged the beneficiaries do not return the money which rightfully belongs to them. The state government has been given a 10-day deadline by the Civil Engineers Association of Nagaland and the Combined Technical Association of Nagaland to unconditionally revoke any jobs that were made without open advertisement. In a letter to the Commissioner and Secretary of Works and Housing, the associations stated that they agreed in principle to call off the sit-in protest after the department on December 17, 2019 promised to address the matter within 3 months, but the association stated that after numerous reminders, the assurance has still not been carried out, and hence they want to take the required action if all of those appointments were terminated. Following Sovima Village Council's late Darukapatar Village Council has expressed its concern of the placement of posters and banners at a senior citizens' private residence on Thursday by the Central Nagaland Students Association without the Village Council's consent. According to a press release, the DVC Chairman K. Ado Rizzo Bizo and Secretary H. Jamir stated that Darukapatar Village was formed and recognized as a village and since 1811 and is controlled by a legitimate authority of the Village Council. In accordance with the Nagaland Village and Area Council Act 1978, where the Act gives Council the authority to supervise Council legal and administrative activities that fall under Darukapatar Village's purview. DVC further advised the organizations, society or groups to consult with the Village Council before engaging in any activities moving forward, and also the Darukapatar Youth Organization has been entrusted by the DVC to supervise and administer such activities in the future that fall under the purview of the village. The Ausenden has served an ultimatum to General Manager NHIDCL PMU Mokokchung to complete the ongoing construction works at NH 702, the Moriani Mokokchung, by September 20. Ausenden President Chubawadi Longjar and General Secretary Imdi Pokyam informed that the road is lying in a dilapidated condition and therefore urged the concerned authority to intervene and make the road pliable for vehicles. Our sentence cautioned that in case of non-fulfillment of the ultimatum, the sentence would initiate action and the concerned authority would be held responsible for any untoward circumstances. An inauguration program of virtual reality and 7D cinema station was held at Green Park, Dimapur. The event was graced by the founder of Edu Center, School of Business, Lezo Putter. Putter explained that in today's generation, only having a government job is not sufficient, but people could also start up a business to become future entrepreneurs, as Nagaland is becoming a commercial state, and make use of it.
Theater or virtual reality station idu large inauguration kori ase or 7D ki ase 7D do theater asli with special effects kan ase chair kan move koribo pani ahibo hawa maribo snow olawo aro smoke kon olawo aro usually la duration kan khata thake kile khata thaka do bishi movement thake idu seats kan bishi thakile do motion sickness ba kida do dan vomit kore kida matha kore do ane idu movie an do khata thake. और secondly तो मान इधर virtual reality station भी आज ही inaugurate किया जाए तो ताजुन ला difference तो 7D तो मान 3D glass पास है और इधर तो 360 degree angle ना पारे by chance movie theater ऊपर से आसिलो तो ceiling ही दिखियो बोले भी VR खान तो ऊपर से भी नीचे से भी left right पूरा simulated artificial environment था कियो.
Everybody can become successful, but it's when you fail and how you pick yourself up from that space. And today, Jan's failed a million times. I'm sure he will, because he's someone who explores, experiments, innovates, takes risk. And this is the true definition of a businessman. This is the true definition of an entrepreneur who's willing to take that step ahead. So I'm really, really excited.
Aji do mohan idu inauguration do
Troops of Dimapur Battalion Assam Rifles carried out a flood relief operation on Tuesday and rescued local people from flood-affected areas in Dimapur district. Due to incessant rain for the last 48 hours, severe waterlogging has submerged the village where 200 to 250 people were vacated from their houses and moved to a safer location. Relief column rescued around 20 people successfully who were stuck in their houses and were in need of immediate help. Basic necessities like food, water and medical facilities were administered and provided to the affected people. The villagers appreciated the gesture of Assam Rifles and expressed their gratitude for their efforts. Nagalak's Superintendent of Police, Dr. Pritpal Kaur, on Tuesday led Nagalak Police on a trekking expedition to Longshore King Mountains. The initiative aimed at promoting tourism potential of Nagalak district and also to encourage the youth to explore entrepreneurship in tourism sector. As Dr. Kaur expressed delight at the tourism potential of Nagalak and commended that the district has been blessed with hypnotizing caves, majestic mountains, and it even shares a border with Myanmar. Concurrently, the SP also urged the youth to explore tourism industry and take advantage of its benefits. Dr. Kaur also appealed to the general public to protect the ecosystem and abstain from littering and polluting the environment. Dr. Kaur further commended that tourism sector can boost income of entrepreneurs, which will in turn usher in development and enhance infrastructure in this district. SB also called upon school dropouts and youth and job seekers to not resort to drugs, alcohol and other harmful substances, but rather to work hard and reap benefits that come with tourism sector. A dead body of an official of Oil India Limited has been found under mysterious circumstances in Dulaijan, Dibrugarh district of Assam today. The lifeless body was found inside the house where the person used the lift. The person has been identified as Bhaskar Bora. Bhaskar was working for Oil India Limited as a technical audit officer. Authorities have sent the dead body to Assam Medical College and Hospital for post-mortem. Police stated that no injury mark has been found on the body of the deceased and cause of death is still unknown. A new liquefied petroleum gas depot known as Gas for Trees, a franchise of Nagaland Gas Solutions Private Limited Manipur, was launched by the chairman of the company, Akom Birendra Singh, at its corporate office, Sifuso, in Kohima on Monday. It is to be mentioned here that Nagaland is the first state across the northeast region to become a franchise, and the company hopes to quickly establish similar franchises in all of the neighboring states. While launching the franchise, Singh stated that the new cylinders were made of composite fiber, which is around 50% lighter than any older metal cylinders, and further mentioned that the cylinders are rust-free and have a translucent body, which will help the customers to keep a check on the level of gas. The Shantam Ward Kanyak Nyubu Shekokong and Shantam Ward Youth Montown have contributed 2 dustbins each to the school sector on Tuesday within its jurisdiction, namely Mon Vale College and St. Joseph's School, Montown. The union also requested both the institution to be hygienic and be free from tobacco. Workers from the Dimapur Municipal Council under the DMC Employers Welfare Union protested about the non-payment of salaries on Monday at the DMC office premises. The workers later sent a memorandum to DMC Administrator Albert Azung while holding placards. The union gave DMC a 10-day deadline to address its complaints in the document, and if failed to do so, the union would be forced to stage a no-work protest until their wages are paid. The DMC EW President T. Revo Anar explained that the demonstration was held because DMC employers have not received payment since July. He asserted that several of the workers and their dependent family members were starving since the government forbade DMC from collecting the urban utility fee. The financial situation has been badly impacted. The union claimed it had contacted the appropriate authority to allow collection of utility tax, but has not received any positive response. The Dipoober Warriors registered a dramatic win against Naga Rising Star Football Academy in the second open football tournament played at DDSE Stadium on Monday. Till the 17th minute of the game, it was Rising Stars who were leading. However, on the 18th minute, Teja Sitio scored a beautiful goal for Dipoober Warriors to level the scoreline. Dipoober Warriors scored the decider goal on 25th minute to seal the game for them. Tham Lenghao scored the winner for Dipoober Warriors and cemented the team's place in the semi-finals. Dimapur District Football Association has organized the tournament in honor of its Silver Jubilee. In an attempt to upgrade record-keeping system of officers and for online assessment, a new online system has been launched. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh introduced a smart performance appraisal report recording online window for Manipur Civil Services and Manipur Police Services in Imphal. CM N. Biren Singh stated that his government is constantly trying to improve proper assessment of performances of government employees in order to reward them properly and for proper recognition of their efforts. The newly launched online system facilitates towards smart filing of annual confidential report and to make it more user-friendly. The new system will reduce delays in submission, which eventually will result in faster completion of annual confidential reports. Following an IED planning on September 8 in Manipur's Imphal West District, 2 people have been arrested by Manipur Police. The IED was planted at the office of the Ward Development Committee in Manipur's Imphal West District. The police seized 3 cell phones, a pen drive which includes documents from a militant group, and 119 demand letters. The demand letters were meant for corporators, individuals, government officials and Bratans. The IED was targeted at a corporator of Ward number 16, Eliza Tokcham, for extortion. The arrested persons have been identified as Shatrimayum Pokendro Singh and Ahebam Nabin Singh. SBKSH Shivakanda said that based on the information about the possible presence of suspects in the area, a team of Imphal West Commando conducted the operation yesterday. In a shocking incident, dead body of an assistant sub-inspector of crime investigation department was found in a hotel in Koori, Assam this morning. The officer has been identified as Nirmal Puyan, a resident of Nolburi district of Assam. Paltan Bazar police took control of the dead body and has launched an investigation of the case. The cause of death is yet to be ascertained by police. It has been reported that Puyan was staying in room number 201 of the hotel since May 2022. Hospital staff even reported that Puyan had very few visitors during his stay in the hotel. A shocking incident of police failure has been reported as a prisoner escaped Assam Police's custody while he was being escorted to jail after Desbur Session Court hearing on Tuesday. The prisoner has been identified as Bhaskar Jodinath, an inmate from Bishwanath, Chairali jail of Assam. The inmate has been convicted on a murder case and was sentenced to 20 years in jail. The prisoner was kept in Desbur Central Jail for the first time, or for the time being, as he was produced at Desbur Court. The BJP protesters who descended on Kolkata for the mega Nabana Abhiyan rally witnessed a massive crackdown by the Bengal police. The Bengal police was seen unleashing tear gas, water cannons and lathi charge on the people protesting against Mamda-led Trinamool Congress. Senior BJP leader Sovan Dasgupta was injured during the protest. BJP accused the Bengal police for behaving like terrorists and criticizes the brutal use of force. Kolkata police has detained the leader of opposition in West Bengal Assembly, Suvendu Adhikari, and NPP local candidates leading the BJP protest march to State Secretary Nabana on Tuesday. India to launch its first human space flight mission, Gaganyaan, in 2024. ISRO sent 2 astronauts into low Earth orbit in 2024 after assessing the outcomes of the 2 orbital test flights. As per reports, government has planned to launch it by 2022 on its 75th anniversary of independence, but schedule went awry on account of COVID-19 pandemic. The first test flight will be followed by sending a female robot. ISRO also has plans to launch a Chandrayaan-3 mission to Moon in 2023. A fire broke out at an electric scooter charging unit located on the ground floor on Monday night at Sekundrapat, Telangana. The fire spread very quickly and people on the upper floors got trapped in smoke. As a hotel is located on the upper floors, 8 people have been reported dead in the incident and several people have been injured. Hyderabad Commissioner C.V. Anand said that several people started jumping from the building and were rescued by the locals. They were rushed to the hospitals quickly. PM Modi expressed his condolences on the death of 8 people who died in the horrific incident. PM Modi tweeted an ex-gratia of rupees 2 lakh for the kin of the deceased from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund and rupees 50,000 to the injured. On the other hand, Telangana Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao has also announced an ex-gratia of rupees 3 lakh to the deceased. India will assume the presidency of the Group of 20 from December 1 to 3 November 2023. According to the statement of Ministry of External Affairs, the G20 meeting is going to be hosted by New Delhi. Over 200 G20 meetings under its presidency. India, currently a part of the G20 Troika, comprising Indonesia and Italy. The G20 Leaders Summit at a level of heads of state is scheduled to be held on 9th and 10th of September 2023 in New Delhi. India's G20 priorities are women empowerment, digital infrastructure, health, agriculture, education, global food security, and fight against economic crimes. And that's all for now. Thank you.